Hello and what is up guys, and welcome back to KarneeKarnay Plays League of Legends! This time we are rocking the Cho'Gath up in the top lane. Kind of an interesting bubble of picks this lane because... Hey. So it's me right after drinking Diet Coke. Kind of a bunch of interesting picks in this team. I was originally thinking I was going to hit the jungle. But instead I found out Sejuani called it first, and he being a nice guy, I was going, okay, fine. I want to see how Cho'Gath does in the top lane. It's been a while since I played him there, so I'm going to go for it. So they got Kratos the Shade. I think he's...
Welcome to
yeah, Zed's our mid laner, and Kratos goes support. And a lot of people seem to underestimate the sort of damage that a support Malphite can actually do. It's kind of like... okay, really? It's kind of like Annie, with less of the burst and more of the tankiness. I think Malphite actually could make a really good support, but it all depends on whether or not the enemy team play him right. So, anyway, back to my lane. I'm going top, and I'm not sure who to face, because they haven't got a jungler in this game, which freaks me the hell out. So I'm thinking, probably Shaco. Then I see Shaco and go, it's Shaco. Then who's helping up top? Because I keep fresh down. Probably Zill. But Zill's just sitting at the turret, and I know I'm not going to win in a normal auto attack because, you know, he's goddamn Shaco. We start off with his Doors. What am I going to do? So I do that, get an extra attack in there, and we sort of even it out.
Minions
Now, I've got all this sustain for a reason because I knew I was going to go duo. So I see that, see this, he flashes for some reason, and he goes down. And that gives me my first kill, and I probably should have backed earlier, but I think I stuck around for some reason. And, yeah. So I'm thinking, alright, Shaco versus Zilean, they were probably trying to do some sort of cheese. I don't think they were in the end. I think Zilean was just late to the game. I think if he'd been there earlier, they might have caused some more damage to me. But this worked out really well in my favour, giving me that early kill. Back now, I just decided I'm going to buy some more HP and or stealth ward. And the reason I do this is because, I mean, look, this Zilean's actually, you know, he's not doing so bad if it's clear. Like, I think by the time I get back, he's on something like 14. Pretty good damn amount. So, yeah, no, I'm fully aware that the Zilean's whole job here is going to be to poke me down before I can sort of get my power spikes and come after him. And if Shaco's helping him, that's going to make a difference for me too. So I'm back now, I got a lot more health, so I can take a lot of the damage that these duo guys are going to hit, because I got that early kill and the first blood. So look, that sort of just gives me an idea of what this Zilean's throwing at me, because if that's all the damage he's doing, then I'm fine. Gonna get one there, missed that one. Gonna get these two, I think. Yep. So Shaco's sticking around. Shaco weirds me out this game because he actually becomes a force to reckon with in the mid, because he just starts roaming, and I haven't seen that strategy in the longest time, which always freaks me out. So didn't think I could get those. Went through it, using my Q, missed. That was bad of me. I think the Shaco and Zilean are trying to just sort of bait something out here. So I'm just going to let them push, because I have better wave clear, even at this level. And, you know, the whole point of this lane will only work if they don't be this aggressive. They're not this aggressive. Otherwise, I can just sit here, and what damage are they going to do to me? Oh, this is sad, this part. This makes me butthurt. I missed all the goddamn CS. And I mean all of it, and I'm butthurt. Things are kind of slow across the rest of the map. It's around this sort of time I realize, as far as CS is going, you know, they're kind of ahead of us. But only... actually, no, I think we're ahead at this point. I think at the time, I think they're behind us. Because Shaco went top, and now he's back. And I think he decided to stick around bot lane for a bit. So Zilean's come in, he's using all his pots now to try and keep in lane. And that's the problem with Zilean, unless you're actually landing every one of your Qs, you're not actually going to be, you're not going to have to cause the damage. Because, okay, let me start again. Zilean is a poke champion. No, he's not a tank, he's poke. Play him as anything but that, and you're gonna have a bad time. Problem is, you don't have the sustain by yourself to really pull this off without landing every single one. So this Zilean's sticking around here, and he's just wasted all his mana. Because they don't recognize their cooldown does stuff, and I'm just gonna walk up to him and just auto attack him. And look, he's half health. And I'm just gonna get stronger because I can sustain in lane. He can. Now my Q. Hit him with that. I don't really want to use my flash ignite combo. I got my ignite back actually. I don't have the flash up because I'm fully aware that unless I could secure this, there's not much point. I want to be using this to get the kills because Zilean is going to be one of those champs where, you know, if my ult's up, my Q's up, and my flashes up or ignite, I'm just going to eat him. Nom nom nom, all over the place, and there's nothing they can do. So down bot lane, Shaco goes in for the attack, and he does get Tristana, but sorry, he doesn't get Tristana. He makes it so Thresh can get Tristana, but you know he gets taken out in return by Malphite. Malphite's playing the game exactly as I would expect it. Just you know, you got to really just play safe as Malphite, unless you're going for the sort of AP tankiness. Poke damage, which I know he's building AP now, but he's got the runic shield start, so he's not going for that massive poke, he's going for the tank, which I think is what's better off on him. Okay, so I have ping because I'm not quite sure where he is. I'm gonna get rid of the others, sorry. Should only be seeing the blue side, you guys know what I see. So this is, I'm looking around and I see this Shaco is just roaming. I mean that's it, he's just all over the bot lane. And I think he knows why, because I think he's a smart Shaco, honestly, because if he's paying any attention, he knows could have gotten both of them if I just auto attacked instead of trying to be cool about it. He knows that he's not going to be able to take me out. No, he could take me out. That's a lie. He could easily take me out. But he's just not. I'm playing too safe. Okay, now this is the worst thing he should have done. Because what you want to be doing when you're playing Zilean, and I've played him top lane before, so I know what I'm talking about. If you want to be playing Zilean, well, it's before his remake, but anyway, if you're playing that champ and you want to play him top lane, you got to realize your E is your only escape. Your R is your only way of surviving any all-ins. The moment you use both against someone like me, I'm going to abuse it. So you just saw me do the flash, ignite, ult combo, and that was it. Now game over for him. And it's just going to get worse from this point out, because one thing you can't do as Zilean is just let your lane opponent get a lead on you. If you do that, then it's going to be so difficult for you to get it back. And that's sort of where I find myself in this game. Like, I'm unaware that we are ahead of gold. I actually think for a good chunk of this, I think I'm thinking for a good chunk of this game, I'm thinking we were behind. Because our bot lane gets hammered pretty hard. I mean, like, look at that. These are Dorians. 3 Dorians. 4 bots. Unless you're running an actual Korean circuit build, you're actually a player from the Korean circuit, it's not worth it in my mind. Like, the last time the first time I came up against that was against Rengar, and I was Malphite top, and I was fearing for my life. I was like, oh Jesus, the damage coming off him. And I wasn't getting any ganks on the top, my jungler, so I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna tank the turret. So look, now they're up. They got to kill Tristana again, and now they're up again, and you know, this is where it comes sort of neck and neck, and I think this next couple of fights decide the rest of this game. So I'm back in lane now. I've got my catalyst. I'm going full Rod of Ages because I'm thinking I'm not just going to build tank for this guy because I'm here to eat Zilean alive. So why? I'm just going to go in for him. I'm going to build some Rod of Ages, get some AP damage to him out, and this is what annoys me. Look, the Shaco is just getting fed because they're not paying any attention in the bot lane. That's it, and it annoys me to no extent. But this is the sort of thing you have to deal with in solo queue. It's probably worth mentioning. This isn't even solo queue, really. I mean, it is, but I'm level 27 on this account. And Yeah, this is just before ranks even begins. One thing I've noticed though, as playing this, is well, the whole reason I started the alt account anyway was because I wanted to sort of try and relearn a lot of different aspects of the game. Like jungling was one big priority for me. And one thing I've noticed is like surprisingly small amount of new players in the game, because come a certain point, like once you reach level 20, I was pretty much matched up almost entirely with players who knew what they were doing. Even more so than when I play ranked on my main, so you know, it's always fun to play on these. So if I'm achieving all this on a character without even runes, you know, imagine what you guys are going to achieve. Just look at the damage on that Q. Okay, so a lot of Cho'Gath players like to max their W because it's easier to land, and I think the silence lasts longer if you max it. Up until that level 4, and then at level 5, you know, Q is better. I find that I like maxing my Q better because, okay, it's kind of situational. I like maxing my Q because I know I can land those Qs. And as a player, you know, don't teach maxing anything you're not sure you can land it, because it's not going to work out for you. So there I am, I'm maxing my stacks, 3 stacks now, which is pretty good. I could be doing better. I know it's possible to get. So I'm just like, I'm going to throw the ignite down. I'm going to hit him with the Q. I'm going to come in. There's the ult. Decided I don't have to do any more, because if he sticks around, I'm just going to eat him.
Shut down.
And there you go. And for Shaco, it's kind of all downhill for him at this point, because he's 3-3-1, but he's got no CS. So his scaling is just falling way behind. That's the problem with roaming, and that's why roaming came out of fashion back in the early days of League, because, you know, what were you going to gain from it? Yeah, if you got the kills, it worked, but CSing became more important than getting the kills. And I'm kind of happy that still is around, because I think CSing should be more important. I think getting kills are, you know, super good to have, but if you're getting like 300 CS 30 minutes in, then you're going to win. I have actually seen that. I've seen 300 CS 30 minutes in, and that was Mordekaiser in Silver 5. And I was amazed he wasn't any higher. So I'm going in, I flash, W, he gets away, which annoys me, but I don't care. I've won my lane by this point. I don't really have to do any more. I can just proxy bomb all day if I want. Now I'm a little afraid that their jungler's gonna appear, so I decided to leave it at that. Kill with my W, and look, why is he sticking around? Because look at the damage I just threw on it, and he's wasting his Q. I think it's my guess is that the Zillion was someone who's played top lane Zillion before, or at least in bot games, but has never really taken it to the actual player-based circuit. And I think he's starting to realize the limitations of what you can actually achieve. Okay, his Shaco's down mid, and he's making himself super weak. We're now at least a K ahead at this point. We take the turret, which is awesome.
Executed.
I see Fresh, and I'm going, okay, unless you guys have a jungler coming, sorry, not jungler, you know, mid laner or someone else coming, you guys aren't going to kill me. Because A, he can't land his, and B, I'm too tanky for you guys. So I got 6 stacks, baby. 6 stacks. So I'm out of it. Look, half health. There's Katarina, there she is. I think remember Katarina does actually kind of well in this game. And I actually remember going Cho'Gath, thinking to myself, Cho'Gath is such a good pick to counter this team because you've got, you know, they've got no one really tanky. So my true damage is just gonna hurt hard. And you know, the Katarina, I can disrupt her ult and any damage she wants to throw up severe. You know, if I knock her up, that's gonna be a ton of damage she ain't gonna be able to ignore. So here I am now. I'm back in the lane. I got Rod of Ages, and I got Boots of Swiftness. And I think I covered this earlier in another video, but I'll cover it again. Didn't really have to do the nom-nom on that. Is if you're playing a tank, you want to be front-lining their backline. And if you're playing someone who can just get through that wall of CC, because if they're CCing you, A, they're doing it wrong. If you can get through that wall of CC and just get to their backline and start throwing up your Q and your W, you know, that's damage they can't ignore. And the best way to do that is with Boots of Swiftness, because you can take advantage of lanes when they're not around. So I know Zillion's now gone bot lane, which I think was a real dumb call, because he just lets me come and farm up top. And, you know, I think pretty soon at some point in this game I end up with like the most CS in it, just because the decision just to leave me alone to farm. And I'm going, I don't want to just farm, I want to take this entire lane. I think I even dictate them taking Baron. Sorry, Drake, because look, they're doing Drake now actually. Shaco's there. Teamfight breaks out. So you lose the teamfight, but now they're pretty low. Okay, they're gonna take it, which is fine. And all I'm doing up here is I'm just proxying this now. I could have probably, you know, if I'd realized sooner, I probably would have gone bot to actually help out. But at the same time, I'm going, if they're around, then I'm just going to take it. So I know that the enemy team was going to be coming back. Grab the W, Q, eat, and I'm out. I don't need to stick around after this, because I've taken a kill from the Shaco. Shaco's now further behind than before. I'm surprised Severe didn't go out with their E to shield that. But anyway, I decided to leave lane because I know I can't really deal with the 1-2 ski, because Severe is the most fed player on her team, and the best player on her team at this point in time.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Katarina's build makes me sad. Because when you're playing someone like me, you know, if I was playing against a Cho'Gath, and this Cho'Gath looked halfway as competent as I am, then I would not be building Mage Eyes, because Mage Eyes is such a poor item to build when I can just disrupt your, I don't know why I keep doing that, sorry, when I can just disrupt your ult and all the skill damage you're trying to do, and what are you going to do about it, huh? I'm going to eat you. I'm just going to eat you, and there's nothing you can do. And it's just sad, you know, and I don't think she gets it above, like, 7 stacks in this game. Just proving why it's such a bad pick. You should only get Mage Eyes if you're sure you are ahead and you're going to remain ahead. It may have it in kills, but we've got objectives. And we're getting more CS. Like I did my Q and W, but the point of that wasn't necessary to land, it was more to force Katarina to stay in a place I could get them. So I know, I saw Sophia, I flashed, and I somehow got out of here. Just. And I'm surprised he didn't focus me at all, because, you know, one hit would have done it, and I'm on 4, so I'm now the most fed person. I'm the best player on my team at this point, in terms of gold. You know, whoever gets the shutdown gold on me is going to do well. So they've got 1 Drake, but we've got 3 objectives, and, you know, 2k gold lead at this point. So for them, they need to be pushing hard. Now if I was them in their position, I would A, scream at Shaco, because god damn it, pick a jungler. Or B, I'd be telling my team we need to go some tankiness. Like Zillion, just stop building AP, just go pure tank. Because you know what, Zillion's going to be doing 300 damage anyway with his bombs here without building any AP. you might as well just go pure tank, you know, get rid of agents if you really want to, and just use that, because you're going to do more damage doing that than you are going to be running your full AP damage, because I'm going to kill you. Anyone in this team my team could kill you before you could get off your series of Qs you need. You know, unless you're spot on, it's not worth it. So I see this massive wave going, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to farm all this. I stick around to get most of it, and then I move on, because I know there's stuff going on here. Zillion, he uses ult. Not worth it, really. Now it's like picking up the kill. I'm fine with that. Here's Katarina. Katarina's 3, 2, and 1. And I'm thinking, I could beat her now. I mean, she's coming into lane, she's not respecting my presence. Yeah, she got 3 kills, yeah, she got 1 assist, I got 4 kills, I got 1 assist, I'm 162 CS. I haven't died once in this game, I'm 2 levels above. You better stay away from me. So she's smart enough to realise I don't have my combo up. So she does her ult, and I'm just gonna go, what are you gonna do here? What are you doing? It's funny. Like, she got me to half health and then had to run away. Because I was too strong. So Zillion, he shouldn't have come in. Because even that low, I probably could have killed him anyway by myself. Katarina backs. Let's go back to this. Yep. So I know some big... But I don't really feel too worried about it. So what are you gonna do, honey? What are you gonna do here? I'm 2 levels above you, and I do more damage than anything you can muster at this point. So what are you doing? If I land my Q on you, I'm going to take you down to half health. So yeah, I know Sphere is focusing bot lane, and I want to keep doing that in honesty, because, you know, unless Sphere, Katarina, and Zillion are in top, then no one is going to be able to stop me. Like, Shaco is worthless. I could kill Shaco without, like, he's level 9. You know, 1 Q of mine, half health. W takes him the rest of the way. Few attacks and he's dead. So what do I build now? I decide I am thinking about, you know, the amount of damage that Katarina did do, and the fact that, you know, a good chunk of their team is just building pure AP. So I go, right, time to go get some Spectral Visage. And also, I think I earned enough gold just to buy Frozen Heart outright. Feel free to comment if I'm wrong about that. But yeah, just Frozen Heart outright. So I'm now so goddamn tanky, and, you know, they've got no way of dealing with me. So Shaco and Zillion making stuff over there. So I know if there's going to be a play for Drake, and if we really want to win this game and finish it soon, we're going to have to start making those plays for Drakes. So I push the lane out, knowing that if they don't send someone to cover it, they're going to be trouble. I see Katarina. Decide she is. Actually, I'm going to slow that. We're going to go back a little bit. Maybe not that far back. No, not that far back. Okay, let's speed up. And when we get to the moment, I'll slow it down. Okay. So the reason I push this out is because I know if they're going to make any plays for Drake, I want to put the waypoint in this way, because that means they have to send someone to deal with it if this goes towards their turret. So I know no one's going for it now, so I decided to stick around, finish this last wave off, because they're not going to be... Look, this is their way of leaving now. This is going to get all the way to the turret before they meet. So here's what I've seen. I'm seeing their entire team, you know, all focusing around here, but I'm not seeing the Katarina. Boom. She just appears on the map, and I'm going, Katarina is one of those champs which is here for the cleanup. The rest of the team do the hard work, and she can just come in and finish up. My team are going to go take these guys to town, and I'm going to keep this Katarina. And the rest of this soon becomes a mop-up operation. Because my team are tanky
Ace.
I have a tankier team than theirs, which means we can go off and do whatever the goddamn hell we want. We just take this straight, because we can. They can't do anything about it. Like, I know they're Zillion and they're fresh at trying to deal with this, but by this point in the game, it's too much. It's over already. Unless they were winning some major team fights, which they're not going to do while I'm around. You know, it's it for them. It's just GG is going to have to come soon. So I'm 108 CS now. I'm got the most CS in the game. I'm rocking 5 kills, 3 assists. You see, that's the sort of disrespect coming out again from Katarina. She got the wave clear, but I got the utility to knock her up and keep it down.
Has disconnected.
And once again, Magi, 1200 gold that could have gone towards... You know, by now she probably could have gotten her Rabadon's death cap. So Shaco leaves, as he should do. Like, I honestly, I blame Shaco almost entirely for this team's poor performance. Like, Shaco and Zillion. Because Zillion was just the wrong pick for this game, and Shaco was just the... You know, Shaco roaming is just... Don't do it unless you're sure you can pull it off. In fact, why play Shaco roaming when you could just get make him a jungler anyway? You see, it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm going, right, I see Spear. I don't want them getting that, so I'm going to take it. Just because I'm a bit of a dick. So, Katarina's around, going for the cube. They get away, but it's fine, I don't care. I get stuck by minions, I think. So I don't care, I'm just going to stand now. Unless Sevilla runs towards me, you know, she's got nowhere else to go. I know Zillion wants to stop things here, so I'm just going to keep pressuring him and Katarina away while we just take the turret. No, I'm an NFL linebacker here. I'm blocking them, I'm making sure we get all the way through. Oh, Shaka came back. Okay. I dodged the bombs knowing that the stun was coming out. And I got 85, 124. Honestly, Cho'Gath is one of those rare AP champs which you can play like an AD bruiser. I mean, because I'm doing, you know, with my Vorpal spikes, I'm doing constant damage with that, and I'm only just leveling those up now, so by the end of it, I'll be doing 30 plus damage with every auto attack. So you're looking at about 129 damage right now. You know, I'm going to be doing just under, you know, under around 170 by the end of this. You know, it's insane, the numbers coming out. It's not worth it for them to actually fight me. The problem is, anyone who's good Cho'Gath is going to go, right, I'm just going to keep pushing the lane, which is what I do. I'm force you to fight. I'm forcing you. And that's the value of playing Cho'Gath. You're such a presence on the board, especially when you have six, it will always be a presence if you have 6 stacks. You know, my thinking is at this point they can't deal with me. Basajani's going typical Cinderhulk build, and I kind of thinking she should have gone some damage. I know she's dying a bit, but I mean, look at me, I'm kind of pure AP tankiness at this point. I decided to start building Rabadon because I've got the damage and, you know, and the health, so I might as well just go in and some more damage. The other thing I was thinking was going for, you know, possible Righteous Glory, but Rod of Ages is just a better item on Cho'Gath if you're laning. If you're in the jungle, you know, Righteous Glory, go for it. You stick to them like glue. But Rod of Ages is just so much better scaling for a Cho'Gath. And that's all about it, really. Like, by late game, you want to be the sort of Cho'Gath you want to be by late game is the impossible tank who's just causing you damage. Kind of like a Malphite, really. But with much more utility. Thank you, Cho'Gath. Sorry, Malphite, jeez. So I'm level 16 now, and the next best player is level 15 on my team, and the best player on theirs are all level 30. So this is just the value of just AFK farm and top lane. Like, look at the damage! I was thinking about going in on that possibly, but my flash ain't up, so all I'm doing is just poke for days. Dodge the pressure. No, I'm just looking for ways to finish this now. It's the siege time now. The longer we can keep them sieged and just poke them down like this, the better. Because look, Zilean, he can't stick around now. Because if he does, I'm just going to come in. We can just come in and dive him and kill him. So I'm saving my abilities now for as long as I can. Because I need them to be up when I go in. The other thing probably was, because look, they've had to buy home guards now for two of us. The other thing to mention is that the point of getting Spectral and the Frozen Heart, oh no, I'm so scared, was that I could run some cooldown. See look, Zilean and Katarina up here on my team are just forcing the issue down here. You know, and what are you going to do about it? What can they do? Let the switch. They can do that. Actually, I just remember that now, the triple kill. That was insane. Yeah, unless she's got flash up, she's not getting him. Me, on the other hand, you know, that's the only thing that annoyed me. Was I wasn't able to take this turret. I got it to half health. But that's the downside of playing AP Cho'Gath, is that your wave clearing power, strong. Your ability to actually take objectives, like turrets, not so strong. Not unless you get the what's it called? You know, you can get that giant buff that makes you huge and gives you increased damage against turrets. If you get that as Cho'Gath, you do alright. So look, our Malphite's now 7-2-7, so he's doing pretty well. I'm 5-0-5, I'm doing real well. 5-8-9, you know, Triss is starting to do real well. You know, that's it. And I think a lot of this was just because I had to force them to come top. I had to. Because, you know, they left a very, very weak laner against a very, very strong Cho'Gath player who can just, sorry, not player, I'm not blowing my own trumpet here. Just a very, very strong Cho'Gath. And what were they really gonna try and achieve here? So Susani's now going for Curate, and she can do that because they've got no way of stealing it from her. Not unless their whole team's available, and you know, Severe's dead. And she's the only real backup they have. Katarina's around. So they have burst, they have potential. But, you know, I kind of wish you could see the gold count early on, because if you could, I think they would have ended this a lot sooner. Because look, I've just taken this turret now. So that's 2 gates down. You know, we can now come from the top or bot, and what are they going to do? I see Shaco, I'm thinking maybe he's going in. He's sitting around being stupid. I decided to leave at this point because if I see Fresh, I'm more conscious that there's a chance, you know, something might be going on and the Severe might make an appearance. But then I see Katarina farming out this lane, I'm going, why the hell is she still around? You know what I mean? I go for the invade, try and go after her. See Severe. Katarina's doing some damage. Decide to go for the flash. Get out of there. I couldn't, you know, maybe I could have got away without flashing, but the reason I didn't was because, you know, I was really afraid I was going to get them shut down gold and lose half my stacks, which would have been terrible. So I go for the W, you know, take down Zilean. I'm going to stick with Zilean because the rest of my team can do pretty much alright. I'd rather just make sure Zilean doesn't come back and just cause trouble for us. So I'm just like, oh, he's dead. So Johnny for some reason decides that is where she wants to go, and this is where I die. Because I'm an idiot and I go ham versus Severe. And that was an idiot move by me. Because Thea is the only person on that team who's dead, and you know, she's doing as well as me really in CS, so I should have been more conscious of that, especially since, you know, all I had was Frozen Heart, and all my cooldown, and no mana, so no wonder I was going to die. So I buy Rabadons, which now gives me a ton of CS, but I don't think I get a chance to play it, because I think by the time I load back in, this game is pretty much over. You know, the only thing I possibly would have brought sorry, bought with the exception of, so I'm coming in closely, is full mail, because I really think full mail would have been redonkulously good. So this is the team fight that hits. The Malphite comes in, he escapes, I'm able to land a perfect knockdown, come over to W, and delete. So they got stunned, there's nothing they could do. So I'm sticking around because I know she's around. She speeds my ult, which annoys me, but that's it. We just wiped them 4v5. You know, if that's the best they can handle, then it's over for them.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
So I'm just going to sit here, I'm just going to push out this lane. You know, this has already gone down. I think my team actually just finishes at this point. Before they surrendered. And that's the GG. So I feel like this game is a case of... Okay, I'm not going to say that choosing your lane and champ is what causes you to lose or win games. I don't think that happens. I think you should always play the position you're comfortable in, and a champion you're comfortable in, and you will always do better than, you know, any sort of OP champion you're not experienced with. I would say Shaco, like, look at his final score, 4-14-5. He's level 10, while most of the enemy, you know, most people are already around level 16. You know, roaming Shaco is not something I want to see more of. I think it doesn't work. I think if you try it, you're just gonna, you know, you're gonna punish yourself doing so. I think Zilean top, like Zilean did well CS wise. I'm surprised. You know, he did such a good job for a good chunk of the game. He was, you know, he was doing all right. But he's just not that good a laner. Just not that good. Alright guys, so, you know, I will at some point broadcast a loss to you. I need to actually lose one of these games at some point. Not blowing my own trumpet here or anything. Please like, favorite, comment, subscribe. If you are going to comment, tell me what I'm doing wrong in this situation. I think I probably, like the last game, I think I could have ended it like 10 minutes earlier if I'd really just pressured harder. Anyway, any advice you guys have, always appreciated. I've been KarneeKarnay, and this has been Cho'Gath in the top lane, 5.7.